how to cure your anal fistula naturally at home. So this video is for you guys, for everyone that is very desperate and wants to cure them anal fistula. This video is for you. I used to be you. I cured mine 3 years ago. I'm 3 years anal fistula free. So this really works. Relax, watch this video. Don't listen to the doctors about that you need an operation and that is the only thing to cure you. Yes, you can cure this at home without any medication. So let's do this. Within 2 weeks, my fistula was completely dried out and almost closing. And then after a month, I was good to go. I'm 3 years fistula free now. So I think this video will be now a right time to really share with you. So I'm not giving you false hope because this really helped me. And I'm just making this video because I know how desperate I was. I was crying, I was stressing, and especially because you go on the internet and you just read there's no cure, there's no cure, there's no cure on every website. You need an operation. You go to the doctor says the same thing. And I just did a lot of research, and luckily there were some websites. It's very hard to find them, but if you really Google, if you were an hardcore Googler as me, you find some websites with tips. I tried a lot of them, and finally, after 2 years, this is what worked for me. I really hope it will work for you too, but there were a lot of success stories with this method. Yes, it will take a lot of time, but let's get started. It only takes a month. So it's very important to be healthy, start working out, eat healthy. Every fistula is because you are unhealthy, you have an irritable bowel movement, or you have any other disease, you have a hard stool. Everyone that has an anal fistula has an unhealthy lifestyle, or maybe doesn't drink enough water, but there's something, you have problems with your intestines, your tract, just there's no excuse. So if you have an anal fistula, don't be like, oh, I'm so healthy and I don't know how it happened. No, you're not. Be true to yourself. That is the first step. You really need to start living healthy. Okay, maybe right now you cannot eat any pizza, no junk food, no nothing. It's very important. You can eat it, of course, after. It's not like you will never eat any sweets and chips and everything. You can eat them, but during the first month of your treatment, no junk food, no sugar, because it will trigger your abscess and fistula again, and you will start from zero. You really need to cure it, and the only way you can do it naturally is by putting healthy foods in your body, fresh food in your body, and because you want to produce healthy stool, a healthy bowel movement. Even just one bad bowel movement can screw everything up. So it's very important that your bowel movement is going to be healthy, so you're not getting another inflammation down there, because we want to heal you. So let's get started. If you are going to school or if you're going to work, this might be a little bit harder to do, but I went to work too, so it worked for me. But just do it before you go to school and work, and during your break in the toilet, or just when you have like a private little area, and after. So first is fighting the infection internally. So what we're going to do is 4 times a day. These amounts, this is just for the first week or 2 weeks, and then you can decrease them. So it's not like you have to do this all the time. These are like the maximum amounts, and then you can do it to 2 times a day and once a day. But start with 4 times a day. 1 teaspoon, sorry, of turmeric with cold water. Turmeric is the best antibiotic, and it's not an antibiotic because antibiotics kill all bacteria and turmeric doesn't. Turmeric only kills the bad ones. And that is what you need because you want a healthy bowel movement. You don't want antibiotics. Don't take antibiotics. They kill every bacteria and there will be no good bacteria left for a healthy stool. Your stool and intestines will dry out and it will make things even worse. So turmeric is amazing. It is so powerful, yet very good for your body. It has a lot of health benefits. Just Google it. You can buy like all these products that I'm mentioning, you can buy them everywhere. So turmeric, um, try like one in the morning and then two during the day and one at night. This just for 1, 2 weeks, and then you can decrease. Then you can go to 2 times a day or once a day, and then to 2 times a week. Let's start with this. Then we're going with, so turmeric, let me explain also why so you understand. We're going to take turmeric to fight off the infection. A fistula and an abscess are a very serious infection. We are going to fight that infection and make sure the infection will get smaller and smaller and not give it the chance to get any bigger. So it will really fight. It's the most powerful antibacterial and antifungal, even antiviral sometimes. It's very good. So take turmeric as much as you want. Ghee with warm milk, morning and evening, plus a tablespoon of manuka honey. So ghee is a clarified butter. You can just Google everything if you don't know this, of where to buy it. I bought it at my local organic, like nature kind of store. Ghee makes your bowel movement slide through your intestines. So that's why we're going to take it 2 times a day so you won't have a problem during your bowel movement. It will be healthy. It it's like just oil. You can also use an oil, but this one is a little bit better. Or you can also like use a tablespoon of olive oil, but this one is a little bit better. It makes it glide, and it has like a almost like an oily barrier around your stool, around your bowel movement, so it won't leave small pieces that will get infected in your intestines. It will make it glide through and also glide through the opening of your fistula, so no little parts of stool will go in your fistula and infect it more. So it's very good for you, and really do this step because you need healthy stool. You need it to glide. You don't want any little hard pieces or scratches or go into your fistula or make it infect again, because your stool is going to pass every day, and that is also the reasons why people cannot heal their fistula, because the bowel movement is infecting it again and again and again. And with ghee and turmeric in your bowel movement, it's like stool, but it has a lot of like antibacterial things, it has healthy oils, so you're actually benefiting. So manuka honey, this is optional, but I did it, and if you want to do everything in one step, like maybe without it you can also cure it, because it's very expensive. I just bought it because I did some research. You have to buy the expensive ones with the high GMO, because the cheap ones, they don't have that antibacterial high level. You really want the pure manuka honey. And it's just antibacterial, fights off infections, great, and also has a good taste. And just eat as much raw garlic as much as you can. Yes, you will smell, but garlic is amazing. Okay, so the first week only, take wild oregano oil pills. This is also optional. You don't have to do this because it's very powerful and it works as antibiotics. It will also kill your good bacteria, but oregano is the most powerful antiseptic antibacterial tool ever. It's the most powerful antibiotic. It's more powerful than the most powerful antibiotics you can get in your pharmacy on doctors with a doctor's recommendation or doctor's letter. So it's a very powerful, but it's great if your infection is very severe or if you have like a huge abscess. Use it for like a couple of days because it will mess up your stool a lot, because it just kills every bacteria and your intestines will feel it. but it's good if you really have a severe infection. So like I said, no junk food, no sweets, no chips, only healthy food. So fruits, soup, fish, meat, bread. Just eat healthy food, okay? So no chocolate and cake and whatnot. And of course, drink lots and lots of water. Amazing. Flush away all that junk. And optional, these are just, to get more into the detox. Fresh ginger tea, ginger is amazing. More turmeric if you can, turmeric is always good. And tea with raw cloves, this is just optional. You can just do that now or so often, or even maybe after you're cured and you hate the taste of turmeric because it tastes bad, especially the first week, and then you get kind of used to it. These are more like after you're healed, but you still want to have like a little bit of antibacterial things in your body. This is great. Okay, step two, and you have to do step one and two, of course, at the same time. So it's not like step one first and then two. This is just externally, but you are doing this at the same time. So this is the hardest part if you are not at home and you work or go to school, because especially the first few days, it's very important that you need to do sitz baths. So I recommend actually lying that you're sick and going to the doctor and pretending that you have like, I don't know, something that you cannot work. So you can do this at least for a week and then go back so you can really heal yourself. So what you need to do is 6 times a day, a sit bath with hot water. So sit, literally find something to sit in, fill it with hot water, apple cider vinegar, salt, and a drop of oregano oil. You can also use something else. You can also use turmeric, that's even better. But I'm not writing it down because it really makes your butt yellow. And if you wear like white underwear, it makes your underwear stain yellow, but it is good. So if you don't care, recommend it, but it really leaves yellow spots everywhere. So if you don't want it messy, just stay with this. So apple cider vinegar is an amazing antibacterial, antifungus. It's very strong, very good for you, cleans out your fistula. Um, and really use this because it doesn't, because you're sitting in, if you use a very antiseptic something else, it's not good for your other parts that also in that water. In apple cider vinegar, pH levels, it maintains the sour pH levels of your parts, whether you're a woman or a man. So it's very good for you. Why sitz bath? Sitz bath will clean your fistula from within your anus. So, that warm water, the salt, it will go into your anus. It will draw everything from both openings. If your fistula has two openings or one, from every opening, it will draw out the pus. So a little bit of pus will actually go into that water. It will like draw that infection towards the water. It will clean it out from there. So, while you're putting things in your mouth, the turmeric, the ghee, the antibacterial things, you also want to attack the fistula really from down there. So the sitz bath is very important. 6 times a day, only for like the first week, or maybe even just 5 days. And then you can go to 3 times a day, then you can go to 2 times, then to when if it's cured, completely cured, you can go to maybe once a week, and then you don't have to do it anymore, of course. Okay, the next step is go to your local pharmacy or even on eBay, buy a cheap syringe or buy two. They're like 5 cents, 10 cents, very cheap. You're, of course, not going to use the needle, just the syringe itself, and you're going to syringe olive oil with wild oregano oil, like 1 drop. Start with 1 drop because wild oregano oil burns as hell if you use too much. I bought mine from eBay, and you go syringe it, like you should lay on your back and you have to syringe it like your feet in the air, and then syringe it into your butthole as close to the fistula opening as you can, the internal fistula opening. And what this will do Again, the olive oil is antiseptic. The oregano oil is very powerful antibacterial infections, amazing. Again, it's going to clean out your fistula really from the fistula itself, and it's going to push out the infection. The oils are going to push out anything that's still in there, and it's going to make it heal. So this is really only for a week or 10 days max. So this is only for a couple of days because this won't help heal the fistula. So this only cleans it out. Make sure it pushes out anything if there's still left in there. And then if you are 100% sure that your fistula is going to heal, so the infection is out, you're going to stop with this. I recommend stopping after 8-9 days of syringing, and then we're going to stimulate it to dry out and heal and close on both sides. But you should never allow your fistula to close when the infection hasn't healed yet. So that's very important. What I also recommend, and this is a step that you can do if your fistula is close to your skin. So if you can put your fistula between your thumb and your other finger, and you can like feel the fistula, but it's only, like I said, if it's very close to the surface, you can actually press the fistula with your two fingers, almost like close it when you while pressing it and pushing the everything that's in there towards your anus, and just pushing it, pushing it, pushing it out, or pushing it if it's already opening on the other side on the surface, pushing it out. So everything that's in there, pushing it out. It will hurt a bit, but it will fasten the process by two, like it will double the healing process. If it's a little bit deeper and you cannot feel the fistula, then you shouldn't be doing this because you cannot do it. But if you can feel your fistula, if you go like a little bit to your butthole and feel it, that's great. Especially when you're doing a sitz bath, like try to sit and then squeeze everything that's in there with your finger, like pushing it towards one side every time, and this will heal it very, very quickly. So my fistula, when I did this formula, when I did these steps, my fistula, the infection, I think because it was very severe, um, 1 week, like 3-4 days, it was very painful because of the sitz bath, because of the sitz bath really makes it drain. The abscess will drain and make a fistula, and when it has popped, you will feel relief. Uh, so within 2 weeks, the infection was gone. Then it took another week to really dry it out slowly, and then another 2 weeks for it to completely close on both sides. And so I was healed within 1-2 months completely, and I could go back to my normal life. So no sitz bath, or I would still do sitz bath, just on precautions. I would just do it. It feels great. It's actually very relaxing if you don't have to do it 6 times a day. You just sit in warm water and just, I would literally go on Instagram on my iPhone or watch YouTube videos. Um, a lot of fun, and you will feel a lot of relief while doing it. Um, and this is also great if you don't have a fistula and only an abscess. The sitz bath will drain your abscess. It will draw the pus, it will draw it, and your abscess will pop. You will feel relief. You have to keep doing the sitz bath. It will clean out everything down there. So really, sitz bath, amazing. Do it, you guys. You really need to do it. So that is all you need to cure it. So fight, fight, fight the infection. It's a very big infection. It's not like a little pimple, it's something serious. So that's why we're fighting it externally, but also internally to heal as quick as you can and be the fun, healthy person you once were, because I know how depressing and stupid and Also on your, like, if you're married, I was going to get married and I had it. Um, like I was in a relationship with um, my now partner. We're married now, and I was so ashamed, and I really didn't want surgery because I was like, I don't want those horror stories that I'm reading that, they have like a huge scar and and it's just, and like big holes with little things in there. It was just so scary. And I was like, oh my God, am I going to be this person? No, 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 no. And I'm so happy I didn't get surgery. And I just took these steps, and my scar has completely healed. You don't see anything. So it's not like there's a scar, like a little dot. It's like a pimple scar on your face, like, pigmentation. It's like a little bit of pigmentation. You won't see anything. Like you're back to normal. So really try this out. There's no harm. It's all natural. Try this out. And yes, of course, if this won't work, of course, go to the doctor. Of course, I mean, there's something that you need to do, but this has no harm. I'm not promoting anything. I just want you to be as lucky as me, because when I finally was healed, I was so happy. You have no idea how happy I was. So yeah, I wish you so much luck. Really try these steps, but you have to make sure you do them all at once. So not be like, oh, I'm going to do this today, and then 2 days later you're too lazy. You have to keep doing this for at least a month. Um, but yeah, it really works, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and just if you're um, don't think too much about it, just pretend you don't have it, use these steps, and believe me, it really works. Bye.